Hey everyone, my name is Olga and I'm happy to see you here in this new video. And today we are gonna try a new collection from Essence, which is called Up. We are gonna try almost all products from this collection. Exceptions are gonna be right here. Of course, I decided not buying some accessories and brushes, but if you are interested in brushes from Essence and Catrice, let me know and probably next time I can take some of them. Related to eyeshadow palettes, two palettes are available and I've decided to pick up this one. It looks beautiful and we have green color story here. Related to lipsticks, lip balm I took in shade 1, lipstick I took in shade, let me quickly check it up, I don't, 2, yes I know, and lip oil I took in shade 1. So now you know everything. By the way, we are gonna do 2 makeup looks, so we are gonna try all eyeshadows from this palette and of course you're gonna see wear test. So take a seat and let's start. Time for the first look and I'm gonna start from the blush in shade 1 as I actually took 2 shades. I'm gonna show you 2 shades. I'm gonna grab a little bit on my hand. I'm not that sure about the packaging because for some reason mine here is dirty, quite dirty. Anyway, we are gonna start applying. Grabbing a little bit on a brush. The shade looks beautiful, slightly pink, light pink, and let's see whether it's blendable or no. Pigmentation is average, it's quite easy to blend and apply, doesn't dissolve foundation, and it's great. It is a mix of blush and highlighter, so actually there is no need to use a highlighter. Looks beautiful, I like it. Before we start our eye makeup, let's quickly try this lip oil in shade 1. Actually, I think it's more or less the same as the lip oils from general line, and I do have one in shade 2. It is a nice lip oil. You don't feel dryness while wearing it, but personally I am not a big fan of flavor and scent. For me it's slightly sour, but I know that some people don't care, so if you don't care, if you are not sensitive, it may work for you. Smells not that awesome, but the product works and looks beautiful. The shade is not really visible on lips. I would say it's more like a clear lip oil and feels nicely. It's not sticky, the texture is quite thick. And now we are gonna start eye makeup. And today I'm gonna do smoky eyes, and most likely, I'm gonna use this shade as the main one. This guy is gonna be a crease shade, and I will do my best for trying this and these 2 shades as well. Related to metallic shades, first of all, I'm not that impressed. They are quite dry, and I'm not that sure that I'm gonna, and I actually can apply them using a brush. Okay, we'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna try at least 2 shades today. I wanna try this one and probably this one. And might be the case that this one as well. We'll see how it goes. So on this side I'm not gonna have any eyeshadow base. On this side I'm gonna have the one from Nurse. And let's start from this beautiful shade. Grabbing on a flat brush. Fun fact, we've already tried a palette from Catrice and matte eyeshadows there were dusty, extremely dusty. Here it seems like the situation is slightly better, but I do prefer metallics from Catrice. That's life. It happens. Okay, starting from the center and applying till the crease. Pigmentation is average, but it's possible to layer. Changing the brush and grabbing this shade, it's gonna be our crease shade. Yeah, matte eyeshadows are not dusty here. It's really strange. Okay. Time to blend. Don't forget to blend all edges. It's crucial. Time to change a brush, and I'm gonna mix these two shades because I wanna have something lighter, as I wanna use the shade as the one for blending the edges and for blending shades into skin. And for this I should have something light. Don't forget to blend right here, and of course closer to the inner corner as well. Now we are gonna add metallics. I'm gonna start from the darker shade and I'm gonna add it closer to the outer corner. Yes, they are quite dry, but still it's possible to use a brush for applying. Seems okay, but it's like basic metallic. Now I'm gonna try this shade and gonna apply it on the lid in the center and closer to the inner corner. I think this shade should be slightly better. At least it seems like. It's okay, but again, it is a general metallic, nothing more. Don't forget to blend edges. Don't leave any harsh lines, please. Seems okay, but could be better. Anyway, switching to the lower lid, and we are gonna start from this shade. I'm gonna add it closer to the in the outer corner, right here. And now I'm gonna try shade Kevin, the lightest one. Beautiful shade. Adding it right here. Oh yes, it's beautiful, but I would prefer applying it over a base because it needs to be layered. Unfortunately, that's life. Okay, back to the green one. I would say it's more like olive shade. And closer to the inner corner, and in the inner corner, I'm gonna add shade Early Bird. So the lightest metallic. It's dry. It's dry. Okay. Adding it right here and moving to the lower lid. And as we are gonna do smoky eyes, I have to use something extremely dark near the lash line and in the waterline. So I'm thinking about brown. Black may work as well, and dark green may work as well. What I'm gonna use? Dark brown and maybe a little bit of green, but anyway, I'm gonna start from dark brown, starting from the lash line, and of course I'm gonna add a little bit more. Smoky eyes means that you're starting from the darker shade and going further with the lightest. So the darkest shade should be near lash line and in the waterline. Otherwise it won't be smoky. Adding this shade in the waterline. And of course, please don't forget to blend edges, otherwise your eye would appear smaller. Oh, I'm crying. I shouldn't cry. If you feel like your eyes is watery, leave it. Leave it for now until your eye is fully done. Because when it's wet, you won't be able to apply an eyeliner. It's useless. It's just simply useless. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more right here. Final look. And of course, I'm gonna tell you what I've used today on lips. as a lip liner product from Unbezahlte shade 66 and lip gloss from Essence, Hugs and Teddies. It was a limited edition, I think 2023 or end of 2022. Now we are gonna quickly discuss everything. A lip oil, same thing, it's the same formula, so nothing new. If you have tried this formula and this product, you know how this product will behave in your case. Blushes, can you see them? Because I can't. I think that I have to add a little bit more, because as soon as I've applied the powder over, this product disappeared. So let's quickly apply a little bit more. I hope it would work. Okay, it works, and it works quite fine, but well, I'm not that sure that this product will stay with me until the end of the day. We'll see. We're gonna check everything out, and of course I have to apply again a little bit of powder over, because otherwise this product may transfer. I like the shade, it's easy to work with it, it's easy to layer, it doesn't dissolve foundation, so looks fine, but unfortunately it may disappear time to time. Eyeshadows, I'm not that impressed. I like matte eye shades, they are fine, they are not dusty, pigmentation is average, but it's possible to layer them, and I'm not that impressed by shimmers here. They are basic, they just simply basic. We don't have anything super cute here, we don't have any duochromes or any sparkles, toppers here, just the basic palette. So if you want to try something basic, it may work. Otherwise, I think that you might be disappointed. Shades looks quite fine on eyelids, but of course may slightly emphasize texture, just simply bear in mind. Okay, now I'm gonna show you eye makeup look closely, and we are gonna see each other in the evening. I have my makeup on around 12 hours, and now we're gonna check everything out. Related to the blush, they may fade a bit, but still they may fade. So if you have oily prone skin, probably it's not your choice. Eye makeup, and I am impressed, I can tell you. I've used an eyeshadow base from NARS here, and here I haven't used anything, and they look beautiful. No questions at all. Of course, shimmer may fall off a bit, but it's not that bad. Time for the second look, and we are gonna start from the blush in shade 2. I'm grabbing a little bit of a product on my hand and gonna apply it using a brush. Of course, most likely I will have to add a little bit more when I'm done with my look. I should layer a bit, I think so. Okay, I can keep it as it is for now. We'll layer over powder. Easy to blend, looks beautiful. The shade is peachy, would work nicely in case of warm undertone. Doesn't dissolve foundation, and I think it looks fine, especially for some daily looks. Highlighter time, and I'm gonna apply it using a brush on this side, and I will show you application using a finger on this side. So, grabbing a little bit. It seems quite bright for a liquid highlighter. In most of the cases, liquid highlighters are not that bright. If you wanna shine bright like a diamond, use a powder base. But it looks beautiful, perfect for daily looks. Shade is neutral champagne. If you have extremely pale skin with cold undertone, may appear a little bit too warm on you, but in most of the cases should be fine. Now I'm gonna show you application using a finger, grabbing a little bit more. And by the way, when you apply a liquid highlighter using a finger, you apply a little bit more, and you're gonna have slightly brighter result. Highlighter doesn't dissolve foundation, and it's easy to blend this product. And I will probably try to layer it as well over a powder. Looks beautiful. I like it. Don't forget, please don't forget always to blend edges. It is quite important. Looks beautiful. And by the way, we have a powder to try. Oh, and it looks so cute. Just take a look on it. We have a lovely house here. Oh, it's so beautiful. But I'm not sure about the shade because I think it's way too dark and it may not work in all the cases. And the shade most likely is gonna be visible on skin. Not dusty. I'm gonna start from a small brush and we'll start applying it right here. The shade is slightly peachy. Won't work. It wouldn't work in case of pale skin, so be careful. Grabbing a bigger brush and gonna apply it in the other areas. So would be nice in case of light skin, neutral, warm undertones, at least if you have a little bit of warmness. But if you're too pale or if you have a slightly red undertone, cold undertone, it might be visible and you wouldn't probably like it. Okay, texture is thin and silky and it's not visible on skin at all, and it blurs pores slightly, so looks beautiful. And when you layer it, it doesn't look cakey, so actually I like it. Beautiful product. So with the product applied and without. Looks fine. It's almost time for eye makeup, but before we're gonna try a lip balm in shade 1. I'm gonna apply it as a balm. Smells like apricot. Quite nice. And feels nicely on lips. Shade is not visible. Texture is quite comfortable. A little bit sticky, but not that bad. And you can take off extra. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna keep it as it is, as a balm. And finally, it's time for eye makeup. And actually, I haven't tried a couple of shades and we're gonna try them. First of all, I haven't tried this dark shade, this liner. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna use it or not. I will do my best, but I'm not sure. And as well, I haven't tried these two shades. And that's it actually. So we're gonna start from the darkest shade, grabbing it on a slightly small brush and starting from the outer corner. Oh, it's quite pigmented. Well, pigmentation is between average and high. And it's quite easy to blend the shade. By the way, it contains a bit of olive. A bit, but still. This shade is gonna be a crease shade. Grabbing a little bit and blending the edge. And yeah, it's slightly olive. And again, I'm gonna use a mix of these two shades for blending everything into skin. Grabbing a bit on a fluffy brush and blending edges. Blending everything into skin. Now I'm gonna use shade Paradise and gonna apply it in the center. Starting from the center and moving the shade in different directions. This shade is a bit, at least it reminds me a bit Wahram, but it's not that bright. Okay, may work still. Don't forget to apply a bit over the crease. In the inner corner, I want to add this shade. It's called First Love. It's dry. It's drier than this one. And as well, probably I will add a bit on the lower lid. Time for the lower lid, and I'm gonna start from the darkest shade, from the outer corner. I'm gonna use shade Up near the pupil, under the pupil, right here. It's gonna be a kind of a transition shade. I wish we had at least one topper or sparkle, and in this case it would work far better. And I'm gonna use my crease shade for blending the edge right here. Now we are gonna draw a black queen, and I'm gonna use an eyeliner starting from the base, drawing step by step, changing the brush and grabbing this line slightly outer. And as well I want to draw an inner line. And I wish I could keep it as it is, but I can't because we have to check out this particular liner as well. So adding a little bit of water and mixing the shade. It works exactly the same as the liner from Catrice palette we've tried recently, and same thing, exactly the same thing. The formula is the same, and I want to add it slightly above right here. Beautiful shade, like it. I definitely like my wings. They look so beautiful, and this eyeliner is beautiful. I mean the shade itself, but it stains. And I wanted to show it to you right now because I want to remove it. So I will do my best for removing it, and we are gonna go further, and I'm gonna show you this lipstick. But for now I have to do something with it. Was able to do it, but still there is a little bit of pigment right here, and my hand appears a little bit more green. Anyway, back to the lips. Sorry. Lip balm. I like it. It feels nicely and it feels quite nourishing on lips. I don't feel dryness, and yeah, it looks beautiful and feels comfortable. Moreover, it smells like apricot, but you don't feel this scent on lips, and you don't feel flavor, especially after some hours, no, several minutes, or let's say in 10-20 minutes. Everything is fine, and if you are sensitive, it may work for you at least. And I don't feel sour. Okay, moving to the last product for today, and it's gonna be a liquid lipstick, but before I have to remove the balm. Seems this lipstick is slightly shimmery. It feels sandy on lips, a little bit, but still. I like the shade, beautiful nude shade. And let's wait a little bit because I want to check out whether this product may emphasize lines or no. I suppose that yes, but I do wonder how badly. Let's check out. Yes, it's slightly sticky, but not that bad. And yeah, it may emphasize line, but again, not that badly. And product didn't crack. So, okay. It's slightly shimmery, and the size of the glitters is quite big. I can see these glitters right there, and it's okay, but it would be far better if we didn't have any glitters. But anyway, I'm gonna keep it as it is, and I'm gonna finish my eye makeup look. I'm gonna show it to you closely, and we are gonna discuss everything. Time to discuss everything, and of course I'm gonna tell you what I've used today on lips. As a lip liner, product from P. Louise. It is limited edition, you already seen this lip liner. It's quite nice, but unfortunately it's not long lasting because it's wax based. but I like the shade. It is a combo of brown and pink, and the shade itself is quite neutral. And I've decided to keep this beautiful lipstick from Essence, and I think I like it, but I don't really like that we have glitters inside. I don't like these glitters, but I do like the quality of this lipstick and the way this lipstick looks on lips. Yeah. Okay, moving on. We are gonna start from face products, and our first product for today is gonna be blushes. You've seen two shades on face, and I like both of them actually. Quality is exactly the same, texture is exactly the same, only shades are different. If you want to try something more neutral, try shade number 1. If you want to prefer, or if you want to try something more warm, take shade 2. Personally, I do prefer shade 2 because I have warm undertone, and in my case, this particular shade works far better. I like the quality, it's quite easy to work with these blushes, quite easy to blend them, looks beautiful, doesn't dissolve foundation, stay in place for a while, but unfortunately they may fade. If you have oily prone skin or even normal skin, you have to be careful. If you have dry prone skin, it would work for you. If you have, as I said, normal to oily prone, may not really work for you, or you have to layer it. If you apply this way, blush, powder, blush, it would work. In this case, I'm not quite sure about extremely oily skin, but in case of normal or oily prone, would work and would stay in place. It's easy to work with this product and it looks beautiful. And by the way, it doesn't emphasize skin texture. Yes, it is a combo of a highlighter and a blush. And it looks beautiful. I like them, but I wish they were a bit more long-lasting. They don't stain at all. So bear in mind. And by the way, there is a problem with packaging, I think so, because this shade 2 works fine. I mean, the packaging. Shade 1 is not okay. I have products right there in the cap and on this part as well. So something might be wrong with the packaging. Just bear in mind. Oops. Highlighter. I like it. I like it. Beautiful highlighter, doesn't dissolve foundation, easy to apply, easy to blend. It's quite bright for a liquid highlighter and it might be layered. The shade is beautiful itself. It's neutral champagne, but if you have extremely pale skin with cold undertone, might appear in your particular case a little bit too warm. So in other cases, should work fine and should work nicely. Like it. And by the way, today I had to apply the blush and the highlighter over powder and everything looks perfectly. So you can definitely do it, but while doing it, just simply pat product over, don't drag it, otherwise you may have some problems and it's not related directly to these particular products. Moving on, and powder. I like it, beautiful powder, but it wouldn't work for everyone. In case of extremely pale skin, it might be way too orange for you, but in other cases, it may work. Beautiful texture itself is thin, silky, not visible on skin, blurs pores slightly, and looks gorgeous, I think. Might be layered and it doesn't look cakey on skin, as it might happen time to time. Just in case, I had to apply another powder right here for the video, and everything seems fine as well. So you can combine this particular powder with some others if you want to or if you have to. I would say that this powder would work nicely in case of oily, or not, sorry, in case of dry brown skin and in case of normal skin. In case of extremely oily skin, it might be not enough for you, but still works nicely, looks beautiful. Moving to the lips, and yeah, moving to the lips. We are gonna start from the lip oil. It's a classical lip oil from Essence. If you have tried this product from Essence, you've tried this product from Essence. Formula is exactly the same. Scent is exactly the same. Flavor is the same again. Feels nicely on lips, doesn't dissolve some products. If you want to apply it as as a lip gloss, for instance. You can do it actually. Feels nicely, no dryness while wearing, but if you're sensitive, you may not like it because the scent itself is quite, I would say, specific, and it's slightly sour. But after 10 minutes, you don't feel anything and everything is okay. I like this product from Essence. It works quite nicely. And now we have a little bit more shades. You can take it, of course, works perfectly. Lip balm, and I think that this formula is slightly new to Essence. At least I haven't tried any familiar formulas before from Essence. Works beautiful, and personally I would prefer a lip balm instead of a lip oil. I will explain why. Because I'm quite sensitive to scent, and I prefer this scent because it smells like apricot, but you don't really feel the scent on lips, and you don't feel any flavor. And it's gorgeous in case you're sensitive. I like the texture and I like the formula. It might be a little bit sticky at the beginning, especially if you apply a lot, but later on it feels so nicely on lips, no dryness, and if you even have some dry patches on lips, they appear less visible and looks beautiful on lips. The texture is quite thick, same thing here, but this product is a little bit more shiny. Personal preferences, but I like this product a little bit more. I'm impressed, I like it, I love it. Feels nicely, of course. Lipstick. Beautiful, beautiful. I wish we didn't have any glitters inside, but the formula itself is nice. The formula is thick, you don't really feel it on lips, and it's slightly sticky at the beginning, but later on everything is fine. It doesn't emphasize some dryness, well, at least in my case. Maybe if you have extremely dry lips, I would suggest using something before applying this product because it is a liquid matte lipstick. It may emphasize something, so it's quite expected. May emphasize lines a little bit, but not that badly. Sometimes some lipsticks, oh yeah, behave worse, I would say. Looks beautiful, feels nicely, and product doesn't crack in the lines because sometimes it also may happen. Like this particular shade because it is a combo of pink and a bit of brown. Looks beautiful on lips, and I think I like it. The shade itself is quite neutral, I would say. Beautiful, but I wish we didn't have any glitters because glitters, the size of these glitters is quite big and you may feel them, and it may appear slightly sandy at the beginning. Later on, you just simply don't pay much attention. It's not that sandy as this product from Essence. It's far better, but still just a little bit. We should have something familiar, but without glitters. And now we are moving to eyeshadows. I've expected something else. I'm gonna say it this way. I thought that we would have at least one duochrome. Same thing for this eyeshadow palette, but we don't have any. Maybe the shade I've applied today on the eyelid reminds me a duochrome a little bit, but not that much. I know that they can. I know that they can do duochromes, and I know that they can do it perfectly. But this time we don't really have any. But anyway, the quality is okay. First of all, we are going to discuss quality. Later on, we are going to discuss shades. And I'm going to show you several more palettes from Essence, and we are going to compare a little bit. Matte eyeshadows. They are not dusty. And especially if we compare matte eyeshadows from Essence and matte eyeshadows from Catrice, from these two palettes, these guys are so dusty, but they are creamy. These guys are not dusty, but they are not that creamy. Pigmentation is more or less the same between low and average. Unfortunately, you have to layer these eyeshadows. And if you want to have a bright look, you would have to layer. You don't have a choice, actually. But it's quite easy to work with these matte eyeshadows. It's quite easy to blend them. They work nicely together. Metallics. We have, I would say, 2 formulas here. These 2 guys and 3 others. In my personal opinion, they are slightly dry, especially these 2 shades. But anyway, you can apply them using a brush, so there is no need to use a finger. But yeah, if you apply these eyeshadows using a finger, they would appear a little bit more bright. Might be applied using a brush. All shades might be applied using brushes, so no questions. But they're dry, a little bit, but they're dry. We have mainly basic metallics here. We don't have any toppers, we don't have any sparkles, and they look quite simple, I would say. It is a simple palette for some daily looks, but if you prefer something bright, some toppers, you probably wouldn't like it because it doesn't have any. As well, we have a liner here and it's quite nice. Pigmentation is average, must be layered a little bit, but anyway, it's possible to layer this particular eyeliner. Formula is exactly the same as here. So this liner might be a little bit flaky, and just simply bear in mind and be careful while applying it. Take into account that this shade stains. And I had to spend a bit of time for removing it from my hand. But anyway, works nicely. Now we are going to discuss quickly shades. White plus yellow, nothing special, and it looks more or less familiar to this shade from Catrice. The next one is orange. Quite bright orange, needs to be layered because it's not that pigmented. This beautiful shade is mint shade, I would say, but also needs to be layered. It looks, by the way, quite beautiful, and if you apply it over white base or over any lip liners, would look nicely. Beautiful olive plus a bit of brown works perfectly. Beautiful shade and perfect transition shade if we talk about these 2 shades. So you can do following. Use these 2 shades as the darkest shades and this guy as a transition shade, and everything is gonna be fine. Beautiful green shade, slightly green plus olive, I would say. Works nicely, pigmentation is average. This shade, this guy is quite complicated, and it appears in the palette as neutral brown, but it's not neutral brown. It has a bit of green, I would say even a bit of olive, and when you start blending it, you see this olive undertone. Beautiful shade, and due to this, it works nicely with other shades. Time for the liner. Why not? Dark green, and it has a little bit of blue, so it's not a classical green. So bear in mind. This shade, light green, looks beautiful and looks nicely actually. This shade, I've used it, I've used it today. It appears as a duochrome a little bit, but still light, well, classical green plus a little bit of golden, but golden is not that visible, at least on eyelid. Beautiful olive plus green and has a little bit of golden. It appears slightly duochrome as well, but it's not a real duochrome. This guy, light green plus a little bit of golden, also looks beautiful. Here we have more silver. Here we have more golden. So this shade is slightly warmer, this shade is slightly colder. And the last shade is olive plus a bit of green. Beautiful shade, looks nicely and works nicely with this particular shade. In overall, this palette is not bad, but it's quite simple. If you prefer and if you like some toppers, some sparkles, you may probably not like it because it's way too simple. And it reminds me this palette from Essence. If I'm not mistaken, it was released last year. I think September 2023. It looks quite familiar. Quite familiar. but I would prefer a combination of these two palettes. Here we have beautiful matte eyeshadows, and they are more creamy and they are more pigmented, but we have slightly dry shimmers here. And if we compare, for instance, this and these shimmers with these two guys, they would be slightly more creamy. Yes, they are dry, but they would be, in comparison to these shades, slightly more creamy. Moreover, in this palette, we had a beautiful, extremely beautiful duochrome, which reminds me, actually, a duochrome from Natasha Denona. As a sample, Natasha Denona Yucca palette, and here we have these two beautiful shades, and just simply take a look. It's insane. I mean, come on. One more shade from Yucca. This one, I think. It's insane. And the texture is more or less familiar. Yeah, that's true. But unfortunately, this time we don't have any shades like here. Same thing for Catrice. We don't have any complicated duochromes this time, and it's bad. And actually, I wish we had a, a dedicated palette with several shades like this, because the quality of these shades amazing. And you can also find quite familiar texture in some other limited editions from Catrice and Essence. For instance, here we don't have any. I think that the line which was released in spring 2023 with Mowgli, and there they also had this beautiful formula. So yes, they can. They know how to make beautiful shades and beautiful formulas. But unfortunately, it seems like time to time they wanna save a little bit of cash. So, and it was our last product for today, and let's quickly check out how this beauty behaves. I have my makeup on around 9 hours already, and now we are gonna check everything out. I still can see the blush and the highlighter, but I think that the blush has faded a bit, but still. Eye makeup, I am impressed. Everything looks beautiful. Here I've used an eyeshadow base. Here I haven't used anything. Yes, eyeshadows may crease a little bit, but it's not that bad. And they didn't fall off, so looks fine. Related to lips, this lipstick may appear a little bit as a line right here, so bear in mind. And I didn't feel dryness while wearing. I think you may feel it in let's say 5 or 6 hours, but today I didn't feel it. Let me know down below what do you think about this new collection from Essence. Have you already tried any products from it? And are you gonna buy anything? Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you don't know what to write, just simply write Essence and it would help the channel to grow. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if yes, please don't forget to put a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I wish you a pleasant day, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Ciao, ciao!